What are our thoughts on the X-Men movies? Is Dark Phoenix really that bad? How does Jennifer Lawrence compare to Rebecca Romijn as Mystique? All this and more on this week's episode of We Care a Lot. Spoiler warning for all the Fox X-Men movies, so go watch those and then come back. So welcome back to We Care a Lot. This is our X-Men episode.
Yeah.
I'm Gil.
I'm James, and we're going to be talking about the mainline X-Men movies. So that's everything from X1, X2, The Last Stand, First Class, Days of Future Past, Apocalypse, and then Dark Phoenix.
Right, and maybe a little comic insight
We'll
here
talk a
and
little
there.
bit the comics, maybe the old animated show, maybe something from X-Men 97.
Yeah, where it's relevant.
Yeah.
So let's dive right in.
Let's start with the very first X-Men movie.
X-Men 2000 it came out.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of history with this movie, right?
I love this movie. This is like one of my childhood movies that I used to watch so much as a kid. My mom showed it to me when I was, I don't know, maybe 9 or even younger. And I thought it was so cool. I think it was like too much for me at that age. I was scared of those movies, especially the second one. We'll get more into that. But in the first one, it just feels so real. And it felt not... Before that, she showed me the Batman movies, which I think are a lot goofier. The older
Which
Batman
ones?
movies. Like Batman Forever, Batman and Robin,
okay.
the Michael Keaton ones.
But I would say the Michael Keaton ones are still pretty dark. Anyways.
I suppose so, but it's a different sort of dark. It doesn't feel like it's really happening in our world.
Yeah. And that's the big thing with X-Men 2000 ones is they feel like real.
Yeah, they feel very real. You hadn't seen it, though, on the other hand, until
I had
just
not.
recently.
Until a year ago, we kind of watched them, you and I, and in the apartment, the roommates kind of did a bit of a rewatch, a bit of a marathon, which we continued. We picked it back up this year. But we watched, all the ones we're going to talk about.
Why did we start watching them?
Because I want to say it was...
Was it Doomsday?
Maybe it was Doomsday. Maybe it was Marvel Rivals. Maybe just, I don't know. Maybe just because I'd never seen them. Who knows? But they're really great. I'm really glad that I've watched them and that you showed them to me. They're awesome.
I think the first one really holds up. It's a great first one. It's a great introduction to a lot of the characters. I think it's an interesting choice to make Rogue the audience stand-in, because a lot of different X-Men stories, they kind of play around with who that is.
Sometimes it's Jubilee, sometimes it's...
Yes, in the X-Men original animated show, it's Jubilee in the very first episode. I think in the comics, it's more so Kitty Pryde. She's meant to be like the new person on the team who's learning all this about the X-Men, how they work, like how the mansion is. And in the movies, it's Rogue. And I think something that all the X-Men movies do, especially the earlier ones, they have really great openings. Yeah. And it really it immediately puts you into this world where it's like mutants are here, they're real, they have problems, they feel like real problems. Rogue discovering her powers because she's just like fooling around with her boyfriend one time and almost kills him just by touching him. Like, that's awesome.
Terrifying.
It's terrifying. It's such a good entry point for her. And like, I don't know, it's something that a lot of the movies, none of them really focus on them solely. But the theme of not all mutants are built the same. Like, some are having horrible lives.
Interesting.
No,
I didn't pick up on that.
Well, especially later in The Last Stand with the cure, where it's like, well, you can take a cure. There's people like Storm that are like, why would you ever take a cure?
Oh, actually, yeah. Now it's all coming back to me. Yeah, you're right. The Last Stand does cover it a lot, because in stuff like Beast, where it's like, hey, he looks like that his whole time, like his whole life, like he would obviously want a cure. And Rogue, she can't touch anyone. She would obviously want the cure. Yeah. But yeah, Storm, she doesn't really need it.
I think it's interesting. I think this is more like broad X-Men, because we're kind of just getting started. But the characters are so well designed or created. I just love their power sets.
They're so unique, I feel.
Their personalities, their names, they're so iconic. And maybe it's because they've been around for so long, and I've watched these movies when I was so young. But I think they're also unique. Like Cyclops, I think the casting also in this movie is really good.
Yes.
James Marsden plays a really good Cyclops, whether the script does him any favors.
He's so good. What's wrong with the script?
Well, it's just Cyclops never gets to be like super cool in the movies.
Yes, he's much cooler in the shows.
In the shows or the comics, yeah.
But yeah, I love Cyclops. He's my favorite, as you know.
And the movies also, I mean, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. That's where it all started.
Perfect casting.
Yeah, that's really well.
A little too much now at this point. 14 movies he's done.
In the moment, that was quite controversial when Hugh Jackman was cast.
Really?
Yeah, because he was kind of known as the musical actor. He wasn't known as like serious action movie star.
Right.
And also, people complained that he didn't really have Wolverine's physique.
Because before then, shorter?
Yeah, Wolverine was a lot like stumpier.
Yeah.
And
shorter and stouter.
People really come around on it. I think everyone agrees that he's really good.
I don't know who else I would cast. Like, if they're ever going to do the reboot that's getting rumored for the MCU, I don't know who I would cast.
Yeah, I think personality-wise, he does the bub stuff pretty well.
I have my other picks for sure on who I would cast. We can get into that later.
Okay.
But Yeah, X-Men 2000 is so good.
And then, I think the heart of the movie, and for the next couple ones, Patrick Stewart as Charles Xavier.
Oh, another great casting.
And Ian McKellen as Magneto.
I don't know how you're going to get better than that.
Perfect. Well, they tried, and they did
and they
well.
did. Hey, I think the casting of James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender is equal to the just under, in my opinion.
Yeah, to me it's a little bit under,
but it's so good.
It's pretty good as well. They have really good chemistry. I think, God, that first movie, there's so many scenes that like stick in my mind. The first one,
for hope.
That one, like their first real meeting in that movie, where it's like, Charles, what are you poking around? What are you looking for in there? I'm looking for hope. It's so good. I think so many of the really cartoony designs, I think, are modernized really well and brought to this more realistic take on the X-Men.
Yeah.
I like the black leather suits. I know that was also controversial when the movie came out.
I do too, because I think it's like a staple of the time, or like, I don't know, it just fits. It feels very 2000s.
I just think
I like it.
Nowadays, it became a theme around that era with superhero movies. Again, this was one of the first ones that did it, so I don't find it as offensive, where they have these new outfits and they go, what do you want? Yellow spandex? We're not going to be doing that. That's stupid. And of course, all these fans who actually like those costumes are like, it's not stupid. What do you mean? So they feel personally offended. I think Daredevil did it as well, like the Ben Affleck one around this time.
Right.
And like just a lot of movies like that. But I think they look really cool. I think they look really sick. I don't know, I could believe it.
And even I was doing some like research yesterday on like, I was looking back through old clips of like these first 3 X-Men movies, and yeah, I think all the suits are really cool.
Yeah.
I think like even in Last Stand, a movie that has many flaws, even I like some of those looks.
Yeah.
For certain people, I was also looking at Jean a lot, because in the first couple movies, guys kind of forget how she looks. She's kind of like a side character until Last Stand, but she
even
looks,
in Last Stand.
Yeah, good point. But she looks like pretty good in like the first one, because they do like the classic ponytail and stuff like that for Jean.
I think the opening Holocaust scene is so good. Like that's another one that it immediately grounds you. It's like, this is horrifying. This is a horrible thing that happened. And I don't know. It's like, this is our world. This could be our world.
Because the Holocaust scene, which is that? Is that opening to
X1?
X1. Okay, right.
Yeah.
Because and the X2 is in the Nightcrawler. Right. X3 is Angel. Can we get into X2? Or do you have anything else to say on X1?
I think also like all the casting for all the characters in the first one, it's near perfect. I think also Rebecca Romijn as Mystique, she's really cool. It's a very different take on Mystique from what she was before that movie. It's more, I don't know. She's not doing as much like mastermind stuff as she was doing in the comics and the show.
That's fair.
She's more of like a sidekick to Eric, but I think I really like their dynamic, and I like it even more in X2. I think X2 is like a perfect sequel.
I know. Don't you? You've told me a lot that people like it better. Do people like it better, or do people generally like X1? Yeah.
No, X2 is considered like the holy grail, I think.
Awesome. That's so cool.
Especially in the beginning ones, out of the first 3.
Yeah, X2 is great.
Because again, that's that opening. It's Nightcrawler in the White House, breaking in, like getting all the way to the Oval Office. It's melding these two, like the comics, because Nightcrawler is one of the weirdest, I would say, or more cartoony
Definitely
X-Men.
with the tail.
Yeah, with the tail, with
That's
the blue.
That's a hard one to adapt and to like make feel grounded and like real.
And they do really well.
Mm-hmm.
And gosh, what else happens in this movie? Lady Deathstrike looks really cool.
And when I think of X2, I think of like
the Prison Escape.
Yeah. Well, I think of the Prison Escape, of course, great Magneto scene. But I think of like the Stryker stuff, and they're like are they in Canada? I think of that like Stryker base and like that kind of whole like third act.
That's probably like my least favorite part of the movie.
Yeah.
I just like the more
I would agree.
Rounded first half, right? Like that they're kind of just traveling around the world. I like all the different stuff.
Oh, when they go to visit Kurt in the church,
in the little church,
so awesome. But Wolverine coming back to school because he kind of takes a little hiatus.
This is another one where a lot of the scenes really stuck around in my mind. I think the Magneto prison escape is so cool. Like him pulling the iron out of a guy's blood and just escaping with the tiniest amount of metal.
Good.
It shows how powerful he is, no matter like the age or his physique or anything. And that's all really cool. I like that you get Magneto and Mystique kind of teaming up with the X-Men in the second half.
Finally.
And I love their little comment to Rogue about her hair. Like they're so mean girls. I love it.
So good. Because also, like, yeah, I've always thought, after seeing that prison escape scene where, like, he does that with just, like, 2 small, like, or, like, a couple metal balls, I'm like, whenever I'm watching him in other movies, I'm like, well, why is he not doing all that? He has all this metal. Why is he not doing what he was doing with those 2 metal balls? And I think it actually goes to the point of his age and, like, how old he is and how, like, used to his powers he is now. That's why when I was watching the Michael Fassbender ones recently, I was like, I don't think he would have. I don't know. I don't think he'd be able to do all that.
I agree.
He's not as experienced.
It's like he pulled a whole subway out from underground. It's like, what was the point? There were 5 cars around.
Exactly.
A lot of these earlier ones, they really put Wolverine as the spotlight. He's kind of the main character in a lot of these.
Yeah.
I would say Rogue and him. Rogue more so in the first one. But X2 deals more with his origin, a little bit more of like Stryker, how he got the adamantium bones. And I think the second half is so brutal. That used to terrify me as a kid. Just, they do a lot of cool body horror. Like the way he kills Lady Deathstrike. Do you remember this?
He puts her like in the adamantium or
He
something
like
with the
sticks
adamantium.
her with the adamantium and it starts like coming out of her eyes.
Yeah, it comes. It fills. He fills her with it.
And you're realizing like she's not really in control while she's doing all this.
Because is X2 the one where he's coming out of the water? He goes, rah! You know?
Yeah.
The meme I'm talking about? Yeah. That's awesome.
It's him.
See, we got to get on those Wolverine ones.
Yeah, we skipped those on our rewatch because we were like, these aren't very essential.
But I've seen the Wolverine.
And I've seen X-Men Origins Wolverine.
So yeah, we were kind of yin and yang.
Yeah, I think there was definitely a Wolverine fatigue around.
I guess.
It's just in the original.
He's so awesome. He's so cool.
He is really cool, but I don't know if I want him as like the main character of all the movies. You know, I just think the X-Men
definitely
is such an ensemble story.
And I think whatever reboot they do in the MCU next, they definitely will take a step back from Wolverine.
I hope so. Because then he gets Deadpool and Wolverine as well, which is like another one.
See, still haven't seen that one. Still haven't seen Logan. I have a lot to get on.
Oh, and Logan. He gets a lot of solo ones.
He gets a lot of solo ones.
I don't think there's any other X-Men.
Well, the other thing that I wanted to bring up is the X-Men Origins Wolverine. That was originally not just supposed to be a one-off. That was supposed to be a series of like X-Men Origins movies.
Yeah.
The next one that got canceled was X-Men Origins Magneto, which my one thought with that is we do get a lot of like Magneto origins in some of the openings of the movies. Like we do that Holocaust scene, like 2-3 times.
Yeah.
So it does feel like we've gotten a lot of that, but I think it would have been really cool to do this kind of series of X-Men Origins movies, but I guess they are pretty niche. I don't know if that would do the best with the general audience.
I don't know, man. The X-Men movies have made a lot of money. Like it's one of the
but
highest
who's going to
franchises.
see X-Men Origins Mystique, X-Men Origins Toad?
Me? Oh, not Toad.
Not Toad.
But Mystique, I'd go watch.
I'd go see a Storm one.
They try to do that'd be cool.
With and they throw T'Challa in there.
X-Men Apocalypse. Right. Okay. X-Men: The Last Stand.
Right.
This is the
rough one.
Yeah.
This is where we all kind of take a downhill.
And we're probably gonna echo a lot of these sentiments when we get to Dark Phoenix, but they try to do the Dark Phoenix arc
and the Cure.
What
are we doing?
Not only are they rushing some of the biggest X-Men arcs, I think, like
the
the most popular X-Men arcs, but they're also trying to do both in the same movie, and it's all over the place. I don't think there's a lot of crossplay between them. It definitely feels like it's 2 very different movies. They don't do a lot of interesting stuff with like mixing the Cure with the Phoenix Saga. It's just Jean being evil, the movie.
And once again, it's not even like it's the Phoenix Saga, but it's also the Dark Phoenix Saga. You talk about this a lot, how they're technically 2 different things.
Yeah, in the comics, or like
and in the show, I would say the reason why so many people really stuck with them. It's harder to empathize nowadays because we have all of it in streaming or like online, but issues weren't coming out like every day. You would have the original Phoenix Saga where Jean gets these super powerful powers. She dies for a bit, then comes back. Now she's ultra powerful. She's helping with the team for like well over a year in real time. And then things start going weird. Like it's that slow burn of Jean losing her powers that I think makes that so effective. And then her getting super evil and them having to kill her. It hits because you've been with her for so long. Here it's been 2 movies, and by the third one, she's just evil. It's not like she's losing her mind. She's just evil. Once again, there's a lot of cool scenes. I think Angel like hurting himself, trying to rip off his wings is really cool. Great opening.
I think the Danger Room scene is really cool.
Great opening.
I think Kitty Pryde, we finally got a good Kitty Pryde. I think the casting of Elliot Page was really good.
There's a lot of like Colossus, I guess. Is
that
the first time we see Colossus?
Oh
no, he's in X2.
He's a little bit. He's helping during the mansion scene, yeah. But then again, the rest of X3, it's like, it's a little messy. I like the Cure storyline. I think they do that better, probably.
I like Beast's inclusion
Kelsey
a lot.
Grammer as a Beast is really good. But yeah,
it's messy. Because they're killing way too many people. I get that with the Phoenix Saga, you have to kill, like, that's the point of it. You got to kill people.
You got so mad at the Cyclops.
But you're killing Cyclops. You're killing Patrick Stewart. Does Magneto die? Yeah, right?
He loses his powers at the end. That's
like
the big drama.
He loses his powers. Oh, but then the chest piece shakes at the end. Okay, so he didn't really. Yeah. Like, you're killing Mystique pretty much.
Can I get into that?
Yeah, get into it.
You're probably so tired of me saying this.
I don't care. Go for it.
But one of my biggest problems with this, I love Mystique and Magneto's relationship in the first 2 movies. And in this movie, Mystique loses her powers while trying to protect Magneto. Like, she jumps in front of this like cure gun to save him. She gets hit. She loses her powers, and Magneto just leaves her. He goes, just leave her there. She's not one of us anymore. I think that's such like
wasted potential.
Oh, it's wasted potential. Not only is it annoying from like, Magneto, you're not as likable to me anymore, because it's like, that's your friend. She was your ally for decades, it seems like. That's what the movies try to tell us.
That's your day one.
And you just leave her there? I think it would have been way more interesting to have him like grapple with the facts that she's definitely still fighting for mutant rights after that. She's definitely sticking by him, even though she doesn't have her powers.
Mm-hmm.
And what does that make him think about the rest of humanity? Like, are there good people out there that will stand by him? I think that would have been really interesting. But instead, he's like moving the Golden Gate Bridge around and stuff. So
it would have been such a good like opportunity for like, yeah, an ethical dilemma for Eric. But
is that his first Never Again?
Oh, it's definitely the marked part.
Yeah,
I've been marked once before, Never Again. But I don't know, when does Falling Orders come in? Oh, that's in First Class.
Yeah,
right. Those are some great Eric lines.
I think Last Stand is a mess, and it's I was gonna say a send off, but I guess it wasn't really, because they keep bringing.
They've got a lot of send offs.
But as a first send off, I think it's really weak, and I excuse them being like, let's try that one more time. Let's bring the characters.
Did they know? I don't know if you're gonna know the answer to this, but did they know that this was gonna be like the last one with this cast, with the Ian McKellen, with the James Marsden, like? Because they did that scene at the end where he's shaking the chess piece and it's like, oh, he's got his powers back. So like they're kind of maybe setting something up.
They didn't. Okay, I was doing some research on this. After the third one, they were working on like an X-Men Origins Magneto, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
It was like in production for a while, and it was going to be following him meeting like Xavier for the first time and like all this stuff in the concentration camps. But then that kind of got turned into First Class. And so then they had that project that was like a prequel. And they started working on X4 and X5. And apparently those got like...
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
With what team? You killed everybody.
I know, I feel... Well, they'll probably bring them back.
I guess.
They're bringing them back in Doomsday. They brought them back in Days of Future Past. But yeah, they were going to do an X4 and X5. Then there's the Fox acquisition, like of all the rights changes. A lot of canceled projects. A lot of projects that were in the work or like conceptualized and never got really far into production just because Marvel was like, let's put those on hold, and then they just canceled them. And I sympathize with the screwed over cast and crew of all of those movies.
Wow.
But yeah, you want to get into First Class?
First Class, I love it.
Yeah.
I love a lot of parts of it. I think that's what I feel about a lot of these movies. There's like, there's a lot of, even in X1 and X2, there's parts where I'm like, didn't love that. But overall, it's pretty great. I think the casting is so great, and I think it's so interesting that it's like, okay, let's go back to like, I think the 60s vibe is so cool. Let's go back to the 60s when they're young. And also, we did Cyclops, Storm, Jean Grey, Wolverine in the 2000s one. So it's like, okay, what niche characters can we pull from to make a cool team for this one? And I think it's really, getting the Havoc and Banshee and Mystique and Darwin for the few seconds he's in it.
This is right before the franchise really loses its sense of continuity.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why so many like moments stick out. And it's like, that's a great scene. That's a great scene. But as an overall plot, does it fit? Like, does it go after this movie, before this movie? It's a little messy. I think the original trilogy does that a lot better. But one of the strongest sort of through lines that the prequels have is that decade setting. Yeah. Like each one, it's 60s, then 70s, then 80s, then 90s. Like, that's perfect.
I love it. I don't love all the movies, but I love that idea, that concept. It's so good.
And I think after Last Stand, it's such a mess. There's so many characters that go underused or like not really looked at.
Yeah.
Actually having a smaller cast, you're really focusing on them. It's very character driven. It's very much focusing on Magneto and Xavier and their sort of different relationships with how they grew up, how they view the world, how they view like mutants and mutant rights, and how they have to fight for those rights. That's all cool. Emma Frost is in it.
And Kevin Bacon is Sebastian Shaw.
And Kevin Bacon, yes.
Right.
He's okay. He's not bad.
I like Kevin Bacon.
I don't like Sebastian Shaw.
I don't like Sebastian Shaw. But Emma Frost, because do you like this adaptation of Emma Frost? One of your favorite characters?
Emma Frost is one of my favorite X-Men characters because she was in a lot of the X-Men cartoons I watched growing up and the comics. I think it's okay. I'm glad that they get her telepathy and her diamond form, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they'd done a little more with her. I like her in more of a starring role, and I like her more in the anti-hero role.
Yeah.
But I think as a minor antagonist, she's okay, and they've done X-Men characters worse in the past.
Because she was kind of taking the role of like the Mystique in this movie, right?
Yeah, she was
kind of like the backup female antagonist.
And speaking of that Mystique, how do you feel about Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique?
She's all right. I think in certain scenarios, I think Rebecca Romijn is better. sorry, just as the character, because
we love Jennifer Lawrence. By the way,
we love Jennifer Lawrence. And anything else, love
Yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence. Die My Love, can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Hunger Games: Sunrise and the Reaping, can't wait to see it. But I think in all these movies, they're always trying to make Mystique like a good guy, which I don't know if that's a thing. Is that a thing in the comics?
No.
I've never seen that before.
No.
And it feels like this is a new like thing that they're trying out for these movies, making Mystique like a good guy sometimes, but then also sometimes she's kind of bad.
I think it's because they're trying to throw like an interesting wrench in the Xavier-Eric relationship, and they're like, well, who else are they close with?
But why?
He was close with
Do we
Mystique.
need that? I don't
No.
think so.
I don't think so. I think she's also, my biggest issue with her isn't even the acting or the makeup so much. It's
I have
the
issues with the
writing.
makeup.
They just don't know what they're doing with her. In every movie, it feels like she's playing a completely different role.
Mhm.
It feels like they wrote the script and they're like, well, we need this to happen in this. Oh, we need like Beast to kind of have someone who's telling him to be himself, and he kind of has a romantic relationship with. I guess Raven can fill that. It's like, I don't know.
It's crazy.
She's not really doing anything in these other than just changing forms. She doesn't have the
know.
cool acrobatics.
And she doesn't even,
yeah.
well, sometimes she kind of gets me with, like, oh, it's Mystique. But
Yeah.
not as much as Rebecca Romaine would when I would get got and I would go, wait, who is it? Why are they? Oh, wait, it's actually Mystique. But back to the makeup for a second, because
Yeah.
I do have issues with it. Like you were saying, she feels like a different person in every movie because of the writing. So does she because of the makeup. She looks so drastically different in all 4 of these movies. She's so puffy in First Class. I think she looks her best in Days of Future Past. But then she's so like blue in Dark Phoenix, the one that we just watched. I don't know. It's such a different shade of blue, and they're giving up on like texturing sometimes.
Well, because do you
and
know
the
about her
scales.
complaints with the makeup and stuff?
Yeah, she was like, I'm not doing this again. And so they switched to
Yes.
what, CG?
A lot of CGI, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's First Class though, it's a good basis for the prequels. I think
Absolutely.
they've simplified it. There's the beach scenes are great near the end. I think some of the team building scenes people really like.
Beach scene is great. And I like them like going around and like picking up mutants.
Yeah, that's fun. You love the young mutants
what?
coming up with their names and stuff.
I
like
think
the
it's
Darwin.
I think it's a fun scene.
Yeah.
I'm always seeing that one
I'll
on the
be
reels. It's a great,
Mystique.
yeah. Oh, I want to be Mystique. That's such a great scene.
Yeah, I think it's a good choice. I think it's interesting to choose who's it? Havoc? Yeah, Havoc is in
Yeah.
it. Who is
Scott's
brother. I think it's
Awesome.
interesting because that's how they
So
kind of
cool.
introduce him later on.
You want to take a break?
Yeah, I think there's a good spot to take a break, and then we'll talk about the movies that come after.
Let's do it.
This episode is sponsored by Jean Grey's Phoenix Chips, a flaming hot snack guaranteed to blow your mind and keep you coming back for more through any retcons. Now available in a Dark Phoenix variety with an even hotter and wilder flavor. Can you handle the primal force of the Phoenix Chips?
Welcome back from the break.
Yes. Okay, let's jump right into...
Days of Future Past. Now, when I hear of Days of Future Past,
Absolutely.
I've heard, like, before I started watching the X-Men movies, I knew it was, like, the big one. I knew
Really?
it as, like, people were comparing it to, they were like, if you're an Avengers fan, this is the Infinity War of the X-Men. So I was like, oh God. And I heard that, like, it was beloved, people loved it, and yeah, that it was, like, the best one. I heard that this was the Holy Grail, not really X2.
Wow, I didn't know that was happening. Okay, to me, Days of Future Past it's a bit of a blur. I've seen it twice already, so you'd think it would stick more in my mind, but I can only really remember, like, Mystique limping away with a bullet in her foot.
I agree. Well, then also Magneto pulling her back in because the bullet's in her foot.
That's great.
Saw that clip yesterday, and I was like, wow, great movie.
It's great.
But I agree. There are moments where I'm like, okay, what exactly happened? Because it starts with another great opening, I'd argue, with them in the
Yes.
future,
Yes.
with the original cast, which here's my one problem with it, though. What freaking
Sentinels?
timeline are we in?
Oh,
No,
yes,
I've come around
that's
on the
true.
Sentinels and how they look and how they behave. But I'm like, what timeline are we in? Because at
It's
the end of Last
vague.
Stand,
Mhm.
like Patrick Stewart's dead.
Yep.
But he's back.
But he's back.
So I'm confused on that. But I'll allow it.
Good.
And I think it's really cool. I think, yeah, bringing back Kitty and Storm. And
Kitty.
once again, we're kind of pulling from some niche heroes. I think that's cool to see. Like, we've got the Bishop a little bit, but we also got
Mhm.
like that Magic Girl, some cool mutants that we don't really get.
There's a lot of cool
see.
powers in that opening. Like
Yeah.
that. I think the Sentinel designs are interesting. I like that they lean way more towards Mystique powers.
Rogue.
Because what?
I think
Is
I
it
thought
Rogue?
It's definitely Rogue. It's absolutely Rogue. It absorbs their power.
Yeah, well, no, but that's what it should be. But it's actually Mystique, I'm pretty sure, because the way they scales move and stuff, it's
Oh,
mimicking
yeah,
Mystique,
yeah.
and they get that because they trap Mystique after she attempts to murder someone.
Yes.
So isn't it okay? I'm pretty sure it's Mystique's powers,
But yeah.
because it's like
Well, I don't know.
they're messing around with her power, and it's like instead of just imitating their looks, it's
and
also
maybe
their
this
powers.
is accredited to bad writing. Who's to say?
Well, because the Rogue cut, maybe it was Rogue in that cut. We haven't seen it.
We haven't seen the Rogue cut because how different is the Rogue cut?
I hear
of
it's
Days of
pretty
Future Past?
different.
Like she's in it a lot,
A lot.
but she's only in the future, right? Or is she also
Yeah.
in the past scenes?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Right. Sorry, my bad.
But then in the comics, Days of Future Past is like a kitty-centric storyline because it's
interesting.
they send her back to the past because the whole reasoning is that everyone else on the team has developed psychic blocks, and so they're very like immune to telepathy and stuff like that. But Kitty just joined the team, so she hasn't learned how to protect herself from like her future self being blasted into her mind.
Whoa.
And it's her going from like the youngest person on the team to immediately being the most experienced because she's been around for like, she's super old and she's from the future. And it's a shame that the movies or even the shows never really center on Kitty. So all these Kitty storylines usually go to someone else, which is a bummer because I also really like her. Emma
That's
and her.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I'm really happy that I watched the show's version of Days of Future Past like right before I watched the movies. Yeah, it's very different, but I also think it gave me the like context I need to like understand the arc. Because yeah, that one also focuses a lot more on like it's Bishop going back.
Yeah.
And it's like it focuses on Wolverine a lot more also.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like what the movies do, where it's like, oh, Wolverine's the only one who has the healing factor, who can like handle his body like going back in time. And then I do think it's cool that he's got the bone claws because he hasn't gone through the surgery yet. Like, cool. I think that stuff is so awesome. I like Hugh Jackman in that. I like him in First Class, and I like him in Apocalypse. He has great cameos. Once again, it's a little probably fatigued. He's probably tired of it. He's in everything except for Dark Phoenix. But I really like him, so I'm not complaining.
No, that's good. I think overall it's a good movie. I really like the dynamic between Magneto and Mystique in this one, where I think this is a better twist on Magneto betraying Mystique, but also because I buy the relationship way less in these prequels.
I agree.
They haven't been friends for as long. I believe that he's like, well, if you're such a threat to mutant kind, I'm fine with just killing you. That's very much, I think that's a good mindset. Mystique, though, on the other hand, this is a different character from First Class, it feels like already.
Agreed.
She's way more of
I think she's so much cooler
a
in
secret
this one,
spy. Yeah, I agree. She's actually doing stuff. She's doing a lot of Mystique, like infiltrating the government, getting the Bolivar Trask, played by Peter Dinklage, friend of the show. I think it's really good.
This is J. Law's best movie as Mystique.
Yes, I would say so. I think her makeup, is it bad?
No, it's great. It's great.
Her makeup's
I'll
good
pull it
here. I don't like Magneto's suit near the end.
But I think he's cool near the end. Like I enjoy like
his powers are cool.
His powers are cool, and also just like his switch up. I think that's a good Magneto switch up of where he's like, no, I'm actually bad now.
I agree. Again, this is when the timelines really start getting messy, even though it feels like they're actually trying to clear them up a little bit. They're trying to give themselves the excuse of these prequels are now on a parallel timeline. Like these are no longer leading up to the original movies.
Now they're a
little different. But Quicksilver introduction.
Right.
Yeah, his first time.
That's great. And that's another great Prison Break scene.
On the way here, I was reading up about like, X-Men references in the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot he was in WandaVision.
I know.
That
I was
so
thinking
stupid.
about that last time when we were watching Dark Phoenix. It's really unfortunate what they did to him because they don't even acknowledge it as like any sort of multiverse thing. Yeah, he's just a random guy, and it's supposed to. I do like it in the context of the show. Wait, hear me out. On like, of just like, it's playing on the spoof of like characters getting recast because the whole show is about sitcoms, and it's like how characters will so like frequently get recast without ever talking about it in sitcoms, but they're not doing anything with it. It's the Ralph Boner, and it's whatever.
I think it's disappointing.
So disappointing.
And speaking of disappointing, after Days of Future Past, which not my personal favorite, but I get why people like it so much. It's everyone together. It's like the old cast,
the old with the new. It's awesome.
And then after that, we get X-Men Apocalypse.
What are you doing?
I don't have much to
say. I don't have much to say. Bad.
Not
good.
We like what's her name?
We like Psylocke. We like Olivia Munn as Psylocke.
Psylocke, yeah.
We like Angel had some good scenes. This Storm is a bad Storm. Sorry, Alexandra Shipp, but this is bad rendition of Storm.
Bad Storm. Magneto. This is when we start getting into my Magneto fatigue.
Flop Magneto.
He's doing somewhere else for like a bit of the movie. He's happy-ish, and then someone comes in and they go, "Don't be happy anymore. We need you in the movie doing stuff." Happens here. Happens in Dark Phoenix. It's a little exhausting.
Mm-hmm. I think this is his worst movie.
Yeah, he's just
Magneto
a pawn.
in general. Yeah.
I don't think...
literally, why is he a horseman? That pisses me off. I feel like he would know better, and he would like not agree with Apocalypse, whatever.
I think giving him a daughter and wife is like, what? And then they die, and it's like, what?
Crazy, like that's such a crazy arc to try and tackle in a movie. I would pair that one with The Cure. That's what they do in the show, at least. They do The Cure and the Apocalypse together. But Apocalypse, just what?
I would do the cure with Mr. Sinister, where it looks like he's curing their powers, but he's just taking them for them himself. I think that'd be interesting. But yeah, Apocalypse, I never got his appeal even in the comics and show. And especially in this movie, he's not doing anything. He's not doing anything interesting at all. They introduced the young cast, which you brought up a good point. Even though this is a parallel timeline, that doesn't change the fact that they wouldn't be born yet. They wouldn't be this. They wouldn't be this young. Like, they just wouldn't be in the team right now. That doesn't make sense. But I guess that you need the brand recognition. So you got
Scott, Jubilee, Jean.
Yeah. Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
They don't even really get good intro scenes though. They just kind of show up. And then they help defeat Apocalypse.
What makes me the most mad is at the end of the movie, they look awesome. The team is looking great. They're in great outfits. They're doing cool stuff. They're in the danger room. It makes me so mad because it's like, this is what the movie could have been. And we never see those suits ever again. Which is because then we go into Dark Phoenix.
And the Dark Phoenix outfits are not
awful.
Good.
Big yellow X in the middle. What
Although
are we doing?
Will say, we were kind of pleasantly surprised with Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, we were. We watched it last night.
I'd seen all of these movies before, by the way, but Dark Phoenix had been a while ago, and I remember getting that people hated it, and when I watched it, I was like, yeah, this is kind of really bland. But compared to Apocalypse, I think it's way better.
I remember, like, this was always, like, the dark horse that I heard about. It's like, it ends on such a horrible note. Dark Phoenix is awful, like, one of the worst superhero movies of all time. Hey, not that bad. I just think even the Letterboxd scores are lower than Apocalypse, and I'm like, what? Hey, it was not that bad.
I was looking at the Rotten Tomato.
Really?
Yeah, earlier. Dark Phoenix has, like, a 20%. Apocalypse has a 40.
That's insane. Like, at least Dark Phoenix, I don't know. It's when we watched Apocalypse, you were there. I was like, what the hell's going on now?
Yeah. Apocalypse is throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what stakes. Like, way too much stuff at the wall.
I know. I was so lost. I was like, what? Where are we now? Who is this? What's happening?
Dark
Who
Phoenix,
just died?
Of course. And we're allowed to say this, but Vok is like
Jessica Chastain's character, the alien, Vok.
It's crazy. It's like, what is this?
What are we doing?
That movie is also nuts, I guess.
What are we doing?
But it does feel like they're trying to do something, and I'm going to attribute a lot of its weird writing choices and changes being made to that Fox acquisition and them having to change the script around. Because there are a lot of leaks, like too many to discount, of the movie being very different originally, including Jessica Chastain playing Emma Frost and doing like the Hellfire Club.
Awful.
Instead of... What?
Awful.
What is...
Just Vok. I just keep thinking about Vok.
Vok is crazy. Yeah, because I remember, I don't know what you thought Vok was.
I don't even know either.
I mean, you knew it was Jessica Chastain playing an alien called Vok, but you didn't think it was like an alien taking over just a normal woman.
Yeah, because Jessica Chastain starts out as a normal woman at a dinner party, and then it like the alien like takes over her or whatever, or like turns into her.
Something
I thought,
like that.
Well, I just think her hair looked so weird that they were trying to make her look like a pale, weird alien. But I think part of this movie also getting the flack that it does is because we were just off the heels of Endgame. It came out in June of 2019. So it's like, what do we... Hey, guys, nobody cares. We're like 2 months after Endgame, and it's like nobody... Hey, Endgame just happened. Like, that's the big one.
That's a good point.
And we're doing the X-Men, the Dark Phoenix.
It's so
with
bad.
Those outfits, with this writing, with that acting.
Killing Mystique.
Eric's acting's always good, though.
Yeah.
Sorry, just want to slide that in
there.
A
lot of the actors,
James McAvoy, always great.
The other one, the Beast from Nosferatu.
Oh, Nicholas Hoult.
Yeah, Nicholas Hoult's
so
very
from
good.
Nosferatu, from Lex Luthor,
mention
from
him at all,
Superman.
but he's great in all of these.
Yeah, we love him. Hey, great in all these.
Except
I'm not a fan of his relationship with Raven, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, they're both blue, I guess.
That's all they have. That's only the chemistry they have.
And then this one, what was I gonna say? Oh, I think some of the fighting is really good. Some of the fights.
Agreed.
With the powers, the
train scene.
The train scene really good. I think it lived up to your.
The space scene.
Space scene's really cool.
Great usage of their powers. Great bamfs.
I just think it's a little sad that this is the last one, but I guess no, it's not, because now there's gonna be more.
Doomsday.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
I want to talk about some other things too, though.
Let's do it.
Okay. Just the movies we haven't watched. Are you excited for any of them?
Absolutely.
Which ones?
Logan. Yeah. X-Men Origins. All the Wolverine ones. Those are the main ones on my mind. Because what do we have left to do? All we have to do is the Wolverines and the Deadpools, and then the Deadpool and the Wolverine.
If you don't care about New Mutants, yeah.
I don't know if I care about New Mutants.
I liked it.
You did enjoy it. You watched it recently.
I thought it was cute.
Maybe you'll do the New Mutants, but I'm excited to do all the Wolverines.
Logan
I'm
excited
to rewatch the Wolverine because I remember enjoying that one, even though I know it gets some controversy because of the Japan stuff. But I think
a lot of Japan.
But the Japan is integral to his character in the comics and stuff. I'm excited to get to Deadpool Wolverine because that's a big one, a big MCU one that kind of came and went, and I didn't hop on the hype train for that because I haven't seen all the Deadpools. So Deadpool 2, I'm less excited about.
The Deadpool movies are huge, which I'm a little disappointed by.
I don't agree. I've never been a Deadpool fan.
I agree. I think he's kind of like, Marvel's Harley Quinn, where he's just being used too much for things that don't
Mm.
really apply. And when he's used well, he can be used really well, and he can be a good, like, I don't know, something new to throw in there, really spice up character dynamics. But in general, by himself, I don't care. And his movies are like, they've made a lot of money,
Yeah.
each more than the last. Deadpool and Wolverine is one of the highest grossing R-rated movies ever, and that's crazy.
But I am excited to get to that one for all like the Fox stuff and the Easter eggs. I think it should be good. So yeah, good things ahead. We've still got a lot to go for this X-Men rewatch.
And then Avengers Doomsday.
I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome.
I was looking at the casting. I was like, that's who they're bringing back, huh?
Oh right. Oh,
why? It's
we're
just
gonna
like
get James Marsden as Cyclops in
good.
that classic suit.
But who else is in his
We're
team?
gonna get Rebecca Romijn. They're not bringing back Halle Berry. There's rumors they're bringing back Jean Grey. Who knows?
I don't know.
Hugh Jackman's not coming back that we know of.
There was also, I just found out about this while I was reading Wikipedia.
Right.
But there was a show called Legion. Do you know?
I know about Legion.
I know nothing about Legion. It has 3 seasons, and they all have
Bad, awful. Don't get into it.
90% on Rotten Tomatoes every season. What?
Don't touch that. Don't go near that.
Aubrey Plaza's in it.
Don't go near
And
it.
what's her name? The girl from Prey is in it.
The girl from Prey?
Yeah, like the main character.
Wow.
Is it Audrey Midthunder?
I thought Prey was her big first like acting role.
No, apparently not. I had to scroll pretty far on her IMDb to find it. Yeah, I really, as a conclusion, I really like all the movies. I really like all the X-Men movies. Even some of the worst ones, I'm like, those are my characters, you know? I grew up with them.
Yeah.
I really like them. I think, in general, I prefer them to a lot of other Marvel characters, like Avengers and stuff like that. Those guys feel like coworkers. The X-Men are a family. And I think, at the end of the day, that's what really gets me about them.
That's beautiful. I completely agree. And I think there's so much more that you are going to enjoy in X-Men 97.
Yes.
Which
I
you've
haven't
gotta
seen
get
any
to.
of it.
James has got to finish watching the original X-Men show from the 1992.
Yeah.
And then he's got to get to 97, which I've seen most of. Not all of, but it's really great. Maybe
really
we'll do another
excited.
podcast episode on that. Who knows?
Oh, I hope so.
A 97 one. This has been We Care a Lot.
I'm James.
I'm Gil. Thanks for listening.
listening.
The in sync at the end.
We didn't plan that.